What's up, my ghouls, gals, and non-binary pals? Hello. Well, that was scuffed. Let me try it again. What's up, my ghouls, gals, and non-binary... What is up, my ghouls, gals, and then last, and not so least, non-binary pals? Hi, hello, my name is Ozzy, otherwise known as Angelic Goblin, and if you're here, you may already know that, and if you don't, well, it's very nice to meet you. Today y'all will be joining me on the excellent journey of Higurashi when they cry. I will not be in the same state that I am currently in the video. It's just, I recorded all of these in one sitting while I was streaming. So, half of them are gonna be like me in one wig. One wig. Will you ever wear wigs? I'm sorry. Will be me in one wig, just vibing it out. And the rest will probably be a multitude of different things. Like hair, whatever else, makeup, all that. So, enjoy, my fiendish friends. Took a little... hold up, pause, restarting that, run it back. I took it a little too easy on the morning, the day of my day off. I was totally late. Today was the day Reina and Mion were going to show me around Hinamizawa. Oh, look at her. I do remember that outfit. I like that outfit. It's very nice. Reina and Mion were already waiting at the meeting place. Kei-chan, you're late. Sorry, the show I was watching last night was really interesting. Blame that. Oh, so that's your excuse for being late and keeping two girls waiting. Mi-chan, you just got here yourself. Last night's episode of A Day in the Life of was interesting, wasn't it? She was just as guilty as me. Reina was carrying a pretty heavy-looking handbag. What is that? Mion answered my unspoken question with a wink. That's right, Reina really did make a picnic. Kei-chan, after you left, Reina pulled out all the stops. It's not like I forced her to do it. It was nothing, so don't worry about it, okay? Little stars after the text is so cute. She's been like this since last night, you know. Can you take responsibility for this? Alright, I am a man after all. Huh? Responsibility? I'll take responsibility. Whoops. Huh? Responsibility for what? For what? Messing with that poor girl. We both turned around slowly to look at Reina. Our gazes drifted downwards towards the massive handbag she was carrying. It didn't seem logically feasible that it would be entirely filled with lunchboxes, except this was Reina we were talking about here. Yes, it is. About 2 kilos, I guess? When Reina was picking it up, I could see she was struggling a bit. I say 5. You're exaggerating. Kenji-kun is a boy after all. I thought he could probably eat a lot, so I made a lot, okay? Let's get going. Heave ho. Just from the way she was lifting it up, I couldn't believe the only things in there were lunchboxes. Correction. I say 5 kilos too. I'll help out. I'll help out, but all of it needs to be eaten. And I'll forgive you if you make Reina sad, got it? The only thing I could do at that moment was exercise a bit to make myself hungrier. Better eat all that food, you better. Having finished with the pleasantries, we began. Why did I say begun? Having finished the pleasantries, we began our leisurely stroll. A carefree walk bathed in the gentle morning sunlight. I couldn't have even imagined something so wholesome existing during my time in the city. These were the boonies, after all. Boonies. No Sloven desk jockeys trudging to work on the weekends out here. It really was a nice place, peaceful and quiet. As sparsely populated as the village was, you could still run into people just by walking around. Ah, good day. Good day. Oh, you would meet Maibara-kun, I believe. My two companions exchanged greetings with everybody we ran across. All of these passerbyers even knew their names. When did I become this famous? Passed 3 people, and when all 3 of them knew me, I started to feel a bit paranoid. It's a bit sad to say. Everyone knows everyone since there are so few people here in Hinamizawa. So that means when an unfamiliar face walks by, they automatically assume it's the Maibara fellow who just moved here. Yeah, that's how it works out. It's a process of elimination you can only pull off in a place like this, but it was quite effective. From now on, I'd better make sure to maintain a good reputation. The day I'm discovered accidentally gawking at a dirty magazine in the bookstore, I can expect all the villagers labeling me as the lech. By the next day, as a lech. Lech? Hinamizawa is not to be trifled with. And don't trifle with no Hinamizawa. That's not the end of this nightmare. Of course I knew them. The first person we met was an old man. Takezao? From Makino Bike Shop. His hobbies are bonsai and playing the flute. Next, we met the grocer's second son, Daisuke-kun. Daisuke-kun. His hobby is sharpshooting, and he hopes to be an ace sniper in the future. That's a wild dream. And the person we just met was Miyo-san from the nurse at the clinic. Her hobbies are birdwatching and photography. You know the names of everyone we passed by, and even their profiles? Seeing my surprise, Mion and Reina exchanged looks and burst into laughter. Well, yeah. We're not like the city where people hardly know their neighbors. Then let's try it out. You there, who am I? You're teaching Maibara. You say some mean things, but you're actually a kind, shy person. It's been 3 weeks since you transferred here. Your hobby is taking afternoon naps. Lately, you switched over to wearing boxers. Didn't you? That's enough. Boxers? Enough of that! Apparently, there's absolutely nothing you can keep hidden here. Hinamizawa was not a place to be trifled with. He said it again. He said it twice. He said it twice. This feels more like you guys are showing me off rather than showing me around. That's right! We're parading around like this after all. Don't you think so too? That Kei-chan is fitting right in here. Jesus, I'm struggling. Hold on, let me show. We're parading around like this after all. Don't you all think so too? That Kei-chan is fitting right in here. Right in here in The population in Hinamizawa is shrinking. So the villagers welcome anybody who's new here. Thought about brushing it off with something to the effects of "you're kidding me," but I held it back. Had I ever greeted someone who just moved into the city like this before? Thinking about that made me believe what they said wasn't a joke at all. We passed another person. Of course we would call that again, the same way. Oh my, good day. It's wonderful seeing you get along. This lady here is Fujishima-san. Good day. Oh my, Maibara-kun. How wonderful for you. Having a lovely girl on each arm. How are you? Getting used to life here? Instead of regurgitating a prepared response like I would have in the city, I responded with an emphatic nod. The old woman chuckled, voicing her appreciation of how energetic I was. Good! So I looked back over to Reina and Leon. They gave me a wink. So now then... About time we have lunch, maybe? Maybe. Reina's brilliant smile signaled the approach of an event that both Mion and I were trying to forget. We both looked at each other. I'm a man, I'll do what I can, but it's just too much. It's fine, Kei-chan, leave it to this old man. Mion has never seemed as reliable as she does right now. I'd expect no less from the class representative. Reina, if we're going to eat, we might as well go somewhere with a good view. Yes! Good idea, I agree! Reina nodded her head happily in response to Mion's proposal. That looks nasty. Cresting the top of the stone stairway, a shrine drawn straight out of my imagination appeared before us. It had worn down a bit through the years, but the fallen leaves had been swept up, giving it a tidy feeling. This here is Furude Shrine. It's probably the place with the best view around. This place, be sure to remember it. On our next break, a festival will be held here. Ah, isn't it a bit too early in the season for a festival? The Watanagashi isn't a summer festival. Long ago, it used to be a celebration of the end of the winter. It was embarrassing for assuming that festivals had to be held in the summer. Oh my god. Reina. Now then, spread out all the lunchboxes and there! Various colored lunchboxes were placed one after the other on top of a plastic sheet. It sure did smell delicious. It was Reina's home cooking. It went without saying that it would be delicious. But is it even possible to finish all of this? Hey, Mion, I'll take more than just a good view to get all this down, you know? Ah, there they are! Which one do you think it is? Good, or maybe it's both of them. Good afternoon. There's Rika-chan and Satoko. Why are they here? Mion grinned over at me. I see, this was their secret plan, the power in numbers. You have my thanks, Mion. Following up when all the pieces are in place is my specialty. We just had to come since there was such a commotion. What is the meaning of this? Take a look. It's time for lunch. Buffet style. A handmade gourmet meal by Reina. I can see that much. Why have you laid out a trap on our property? The temple is public grounds, it's not yours. Kei-chan is right. This is everyone's property. Wow, Rika-chan, such a good girl. Have a seat. Eat with us. After opening up a spot for Rika-chan, I promptly turned my back on Satoko. Hold on 1 second. Where's my spot? No spot for you and nothing for you to eat. Don't worry, there's some for you too. None. I'll eat all of hers. I will not allow that, Rika! Here, chopsticks. Both Satoko and I leapt at the boxes, having it out with each other. Jesus. Man, really, Keiichi-chan, you're really good at leading people on. You might have a talent for this. Have a plate, one for me-chan and Rika-chan too. Reina whipped out a pair of chopsticks and paper plates. If we don't hurry, it'll all be eaten up. That's right, okay. Shall we commence this battle? Please eat a lot. There's enough for everyone. Reina said as she opened up a thermos. Just then I realized that this lunch was made under the assumption that 5 people would be eating. It didn't change how much there was, but the implication behind it was different. I will not allow you to have this hamburger! Using your elbows is against the rules, Satoko. Grabbing the back of my collar is also against the rules. It was a tough battle, blocking with their full momentum and an elbow in the opening moves. Satoko appeared to have the upper hand, but the difference in our proficiency with chopsticks proved to be fatal. and gave me the upper hand. Huh. The last meatball. Satoko Hojo has been bested. Nom. Bro really done just stole it. Okay. Satoko and I amicably began choking at the same time, falling backwards and spasming. Oh my goodness. Rika-chan patted me on the head to clear it, even though it was actually stuck in my throat. Seeing that made Reina blush and breathe heavily in excitement. It was almost like flowers were floating all around her. Mion advised Reina to refrain from saying anything that could get her locked up. This is how our meals usually go. I'd do anything in my power, just so things could stay like this. That's a foreshadow. That's so crazy. The intense battle calmed, and finally everyone reached a point where they could begin talking. Receiving tea from the thermos, I let out a small sigh. I do wonder why there are so few words in Japanese to praise how something tastes. Isn't it because the idea of togetherness during a meal didn't begin until the modern era? It seems that long ago, people ate in silence. Must have made the people preparing the food a bit sad, don't you think? It's probably because the people were busy even while eating and didn't have the time to compliment the flavor. That's just it. Okay. But you know, just hearing that it's good makes me happy. That my effort was worth it, I mean. She blushed a little as she said that. She blushed a lot. It was so delicious. Absolute perfect timing, Rika-chan struck Reina directly with praise. She looked straight at her with an expression of bewitching innocence. After Reina uttered the unintelligible noise, a ring of smoke rose from her head with an audible poof. Oh, Rika-chan, I'm going to take you home. No, I mean, thank you. It was really delicious. Reina flushed red with excitement, embracing Rika-chan and rubbing her cheek against her so hard you could almost hear it. That's not good. to reward Rika-chan for her praise, ta-da! These are special. 2 apple rabbits. After sticking toothpicks into them, she thrust them towards Rika-chan. After Rika-chan accepted them, the mood suddenly shifted in a bizarre way. What is it, Satoko? What's with that defiant look? Has everyone prepared proper praises to receive apples from Reina-san? Don't push yourself. What kind of praise can you think up with your weak vocab? Oh, well then, allow me to show you. After Sadako flashed Mion and me a defiant look, she changed the tone of her voice, and suddenly... Hey! So, Reina Oni-chan's lunch? Sadako thought it was yummy too. Sadako looked up at her proudly, talking cutesy. Wow, talking cutesy. What? How was that praise? That's not even persuasion by tears, that's persuasion by cuteness, isn't it? This is a Reina limited special skill. She blushed and her head spun, waving around in circles. Don't fall for it, Reina. Aww. Of course, that was asking for the impossible. Reina glommed Satoko. Began rubbing... Glommed? What does glommed mean? Began rubbing her cheek against it. Cute! Satoko's so cute. Take you home. Swish. Stab. Push. Satoko was also presented with apple rabbits. After stuffing them into her mouth, she looked over at Mion and me again with that defiant gaze. It took only 5 seconds to take down Reina. That's unfair, to think she had such a trick. It upset you so much, why not reward Reina-san with some praise? Damn it! That was a dirty trick. First of all, that wasn't even praise. Satoko, you think you've won with that, don't you? How about I show you guys something much better than your superficial gimmicks? That sounds great, Mion. What kind of trick is it? K-chan is gonna be the one who does it. Huh? Ho ho ho! Why don't I have you show me then? The writhing of an old maid. The plan of attack she has suggested was wicked, but it was the only thing we had to beat Satoko. Oh god. Leave this girl alone! After sipping my tea, I started talking very naturally and calmly. Perfectly. It really is good, isn't it? This is all freshly made, right? No. Actually, most of it, almost all of it is frozen stuff. Then which ones did you make fresh? Well, it's embarrassing. Do I really have to say? Must I? From the synergy of the boy, plus a handmade lunchbox, her expression had melted into euphoria. I already know this one, right? Raina turned in an even deeper shade of red with words I can't believe are practically written on her face. How can you tell? How, that I made it? Of course Mion had told me beforehand. It's been perfect so far. After acting like I was shy, I waited a beat. Next would be the finisher. It had your smell. Since enveloped in the area, Reina's face completely red, froze solid. With a small yelp, Sadako also blushed. Of course I did too. I sure would like to try one of Reina's handmade apple rabbits or something. Even if this was all because I was competing against Satoko, it felt like I had crossed the line by a good 9 yards, I think. You definitely did. You definitely 100% crossed the line. What are you doing? Then, at that moment, whoosh! It was a Tupperware container filled with rabbits. Please eat some, Keiichi-kun. There's plenty for you. Instantly, dozens of apples were shoved into my mouth, knocking me over. Okay, say, Keiichi-kun? My head was forcibly laid upon her lap, and even more apples were shoved into my mouth while she was squealing. One apple after another was forced in my mouth, more and more apples. How about them apples? Keiichi-chan, that was a beautiful sacrifice. How's that, Satoko? This is our complete victory, isn't it? I can't believe it. Such trickery. It doesn't bother me at all. Sadako ground her teeth, mortified. We did it. I claimed victory as my conscience drifted slowly away from here. Oh god. At that time, Reina stopped her squealing as she suddenly realized something. Rika-chan, you're not eating it? Did the salt water make it too strong? Maybe? Looking over, Rika-chan had pulled the toothpick out of the apple rabbit, placed it into her cupped hands, and seemed to be at a loss for what to do. Poor Mr. Rabbit, I feel sorry for him. I want to save him. Whee! That was the sound of blood spreading from Reina's nose. Tonight I will take you home. God, every time. She shook sporadically, her head wobbling back and forth. Then, coming back to her senses, she took all the apples around me, gathered them up with a whip, and fixed them back up on the plate. Now they're all just fine, okay? Here, I'll give them to you, Rika-chan, okay? Rika-chan raised up Sadako's hand like a referee. After having that plate of rabbit shoved to her, she whispered, "This is our victory." What? A comeback? I don't care. Thus, my sacrifice ended up being in vain. That's actually super funny. Super duper funny. Get fucked, bozo. Absolutely boot. It was a fun-filled, crazy day. But as soon as the sun began to set, the end of the day really did come quickly. Oh, hold on. That work? There we go. I was trying not to block the text. Okay. Later, Rena and K-chan. See you tomorrow. Hello? Oh, space doesn't... Thanks for today, Neon. I had a great time. See you tomorrow. Sadako and Rika-chan went home as well. We parted ways with Mion, and it ended with just Reina and myself enjoying the evening air on our way home. Thanks for coming today, Keiichi-kun. Was it fun? Yeah, lots of fun. Almost feels like a waste to go home now. Oh, then well, would you mind taking a little detour maybe? A detour? Is it far? It's a bit of a walk, but it won't take long. Since we had been walking around all day, I must have seemed a bit tired. Not feeling like teasing Reina, I quietly nodded. He almost like suffocated and died earlier. Over here. Traversing a small path and up a small hill, the land suddenly stretched like a fence. There were just like the remains of a dilapidated construction site came into view. Leaving all the heavy equipment is diabolical. A large heap of garbage spread out off towards the swamp. Probably illegal dumping. I recalled it being in the newspaper. Oh, foo-foo. It's been quite a while. I wonder what's here. When you say it's been a while, you mean the business you had here was with this garbage pile? It's not garbage. To me, it's a pile of treasure. Reina had already entered that well-known cute mode of hers. So that means there was something cute here? Whoa. A new pile. I can't wait! She bounded up the unstable slope. I'd expect no less from a born and bred country girl. Hey, wait, I'm coming. Whoa! My city-raised self was completely pitiful. It's alright, just stay there, Keiichi-kun. It won't take long. Reina kindly declined my accompaniment. Don't fall. Watch your step. I'm fine. This is nothing at all. But also, why? Literally bounding up the heap of trash, Reina disappeared over the other side. I don't like being left behind, but it was still pretty tired from the whole day, so I just ended up waiting. Thought the lively Reina around the surrounding area quickly fell into silence. The cry of the Higurashi gently cooled the air. Fairly exhausted, I began to feel a little sleepy. Just then, the sudden noise of scattering pebbles alerted me to somebody's presence. Startled, I turned around. Oh! Standing there was a typical-looking photographer who spied over at me through his camera. His body was tanned and fit. Something about him seemed unreliable, and he had a bit of an aloof air about him. Well, it didn't seem like he was a bad guy in any case. Whoa! You surprised me. Although startled when I turned around, he overplayed his reaction. That was my line. I'm the one who's surprised here. My bad. I didn't mean to startle you. Are you from Hinamizawa? I gathered that he wasn't, from that question. Unfazed by my suspicious outlook, he introduced himself without my prompting. I'm Tomitaki. Tomitaki. Freelance photographer. I came to Hinamizawa from time to time. I come to Hinamizawa from time to time. Didn't ask you who you were. Quite rude to photograph someone without consent, one would think. My bad. I mainly photograph wild birds. They can't refuse, you see? So what, you're saying I'm the same as the birds? No, well, you see, that image of that young man in the twilight was just picturesque. He apologized for taking your picture without asking. And toads are pretty slick. All that annoyance I felt for being startled just flew away as he buttered me up. I had no intentions of hanging around with this guy trying to get cozy with me, except it didn't seem like Reina would be back soon. But this older guy, Tomitaki-san, he didn't mind my cautious response and continued rambling on about himself. Kichi-kun! Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm finished now. Reina popped her head up from one of the lower piles of garbage and waved her hand. You have someone with you? What would she be doing over there? Oh, you have someone? You have someone with you? What would she be doing over there? That's what I wanted to know. You know, maybe she's checking on that dismembered corpse that was out here long ago. Tomitaki-san looked shaken up by that for a moment. I hope I'm saying it right. Uh-oh, I responded like I would if I were talking with Reina and the others. It was quite a disturbing incident. They still haven't found one of the arms. Okay. Haha, Kichi-kun, sorry to keep you waiting. Or whoops. You were waiting a while, I guess. I'd best leave you two lovebirds alone. Again, my apologies for startling you, Kichi-kun. Freaky old man. Freaky old dude. Tomitaki-san chortled suggestively, then disappeared into the twilight. Missing my chance to report put me off a bit. Kichi-kun, are you angry? Why, I wonder. It wasn't Reina's fault, so I decided to just brush it off for now. How was it? Find a treasure trove? Oh, yes, so listen, you see, there was a Colonel Sanders doll. A Colonel Sanders doll. Oh, that thing, those statues they always have out front of that fried chicken place? That life-size dummy? Yeah, Colonel Sanders. How cute. I want to take it home. Couldn't tell how she decides what's cute or not, but well, she seemed to want it. It's garbage, right? No one would care if you just take it home, right? It's become the base of another pile. I can't take it out easily. There's no lamppost over there, so it'll get pretty dark soon. Reina seemed quite down about finding the treasure and not being able to bring it back. I'll help you out. To repay you for that delicious picnic you prepared today. Oh, thank you. Birds heading home to roost proclaimed that nightfall would soon be upon us. Kichi-kun is going to help. I can take Colonel Sanders home. Reina staggered along as if intoxicated in her dreamy state of mind. I tried asking her in a way that wouldn't take her out of her cheery state. Hey Reina, long ago did something happen here? Seems like they were building a dam here. I don't know the details though. Oop, that was her. Just wondering if you knew about, you know, an accident or something. I don't know. Her tone was disturbingly frank. It sounded more like a denial than an answer. It must have appeared rather dumbstruck. Reina quickly lightened her expression. Actually, I didn't live here until a year ago. Huh? You transferred here too? I was sure that... So you see, I don't really know much from before that. Sorry. Don't really know, don't want to talk about it. That was the kind of feeling she gave me. Oh, Thinking about it, of course, it would be like that. This isn't the type of thing girls would enjoy talking about it. Lies and deceit. I love talking about crime. It's one of my favorite things. It was quite a disturbing incident. It seems they haven't been able to find one of the arms. If it's just like Tomitaki-san said, and I had a feeling only the Higurashi would know. Oh, that's crazy. Only cicadas would know. Crazy. Beautifully illustrated. Beautiful, beautiful. You have received new tips. The Maybara Mansion? Oh. What are tips? So Keiichi-chan, you're not stinking rich. What is this all of a sudden? Did I come to school in a limbo before? Limo? How much do you get for monthly allowance? About $10? Lying, that's a rather plebeian amount. His lunch is made up of normal stuff. He isn't rich. Why are they talking about it? To be asked out of nowhere how much I get and then told that's a plebeian amount? Huh, sorry. Marina seemed to pick up on my dubious expression and started giggling. Keiichi, her house, it's pretty big, yeah? So the architect has people all around Hinamizawa calling it the Maybara Manor. That sort of stands out. Maybara Manor? Since the house is so big, everybody is gossiping, wondering exactly how rich you are. I see, now I get it. Well, the frame of it is huge. I see how it could cause some misunderstandings. From my deduction, I wager they spent too much money on building the house, and that is why they are now broke. Being broke? How very, very unfortunate. Rika-chan took pity on me as she patted my head. I go from being treated like a millionaire to a beggar. Yeah, sorry for ruining your imagination, but we aren't millionaires to work for. We're the image of a normal, average household. You can't call it normal with that huge house. The entranceway is all grand and the gate is large enough for a large truck to get through. That's not normal at all. They do say the bigger your house, the more prosperous you are. The reason the house is so big is because Dad's studio is in it too. There are a bunch of different workshops and lots of his works are hung up in different places. All of them are huge too. For those reasons, the family actually uses only a third of the house for day-to-day living. He planned it out so people in cars could come in to see the gallery he opens up in the house he'll soon do. By the way, the entrance Mion is talking about is the one for the studio and is normally sealed off. The entranceway the Maybara family actually uses is a very plain and simple one. The interior is much different from how it looks on the outside. I'd really like a chance to explore Keiichi-chan's house. Claiming not to be rich but having a home like that, what could be hidden in there? Maybe there's something cute hidden. They probably had no money to purchase furniture, so it's filled with Spartan rooms. If there are carpeted rooms, I would love to try rolling around on the floor. Ah, that'd be great! So great! I want to roll around too. Seems like their imaginations are just piling on. Well, sometime in the near future, it wouldn't be too bad to invite them all to my house. Dad is a sucker for the ladies, so we might even let them look around his studio. The cry of the Higurashi crescendoed as the sky towered over everything. It was hot, but the air was clear. It smelled like the beginning of summer. Oh! The damn site murder dismemberment. Newspaper edition. Newspaper. Hold up, give me just a second. Just 1 second. There we go. From the June blank 1979 edition. The Shishibone City Okino Police Station, June blank, late at night. Suspects blank, 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 and blank were arrested on suspicion of murder and improper disposal of a corpse. The main offender, blank, has been added to a wanted list nationwide. According to our sources, the 6 suspects were at the Hinamizawa Dam construction site workroom on the blank at 9 p.m. where they are suspected to have assaulted and murdered the site overseer Blank as a group, dismembering his body and hiding it. On the Blank at 8 o'clock in the morning, a report was filed by the Shishibone City Hospital in which a male suspect alluded to having murdered Mr. Blank. When questioned at the police station, the individual confessed to the crime. Since a portion of the body was recovered at the location he gave, he was arrested that afternoon on suspicion of murder and mutilation of a corpse. The rest of the suspects were arrested the same day, but the main culprit is still at large. Police are currently on his trail. The motive is purported to be a drunken verbal dispute, again which he killed the victim in a fit of anger. However, as there are multiple inconsistencies with their testimonies, the investigation is ongoing. Ongoing. And that's it. That's all of the little side doodads. I'll pop a save. Pop a save. Oh, I don't like this.